Do you hate being a father? Well, you're not alone. You'll be surprised to know how many fathers in secret feel this way. Hi, and welcome to today's topic, I hate being a father. I'm really looking forward to diving into this very personal and vulnerable topic because this is something that a lot of dads don't want to talk about. But before we dive into that, my name is Evette Rose and I am your facilitator and host for today's video. And I'm also best and well known for having written this big book called Metaphysical Anatomy, which is a book of 679 medical ailments that's based on the psychosomatic stress for adults. And yes, we of course have the kids version as well. So your ancestry is talking. Are you listening? If you're a parent, you're going to absolutely love this. So let's dive into today's topic, I hate being a father. So what could be one of the reasons or many reasons that we're actually going to be discussing today behind this? Let me first of all start with the definition of what masculinity is and what being a father is changing. Now, how does this sit with you? How does this fit into your life? Now, studies have actually explored the roles of hormones and also brain activity in parents and especially parental behavior. Now, here are some potential factors that could contribute actually to a complex and a wide range of emotions and attitudes that some men have towards fatherhood. Now, some of these points could be what's influencing our feelings and especially a man's feelings in relation to being a father. One day you love it, and then there's maybe a few months period where you absolutely hate it, and then you love it again, and then we hate it. Or it can be like this annoying little feeling that you have always in the background of your mind where I'm like, I hate this, but I'm also loving this when when the child gives you that sweet little cute smile and it's like, oh, your heart melts and everything's forgotten. And then that little creepy crawly voice creeps back up again where you feel, I hate being a parent. Now, one of the reasons is hormonal changes. Now listen, just as women experience hormonal changes during pregnancy and postpartum depression as well, men can also undergo a lot of hormonal fluctuations. And research actually suggests that testosterone levels, it decreases in men after becoming fathers. Now, while this decrease is not necessarily universally observed, a lot of studies have found a correlation between a lower testosterone level and also an increased paternal involvement and also caregiving behaviors. Now, in the first days and the weeks of fatherhood, a man's testosterone and cortisol levels decreases and oxytocin and estrogen and prolactin levels actually increases. And this promotes a very, very important bonding experience between a father and his newborn child. So while men are actually shown to thrive on testosterone, and this has also been linked to happiness and identifying more with being a masculine man and role, a man's happiness is actually very much connected to their testosterone levels. Now, the experience of becoming a parent, it leads to a lot of neurobiological changes in both the mother and the father. So for example, research has shown that areas of the brain involved in emotional processing and empathy and caregiving, such as the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, starts to actually undergo a lot of adaptations in response to parenthood. So these changes in brain structure and also activity can contribute to the development of nurturing and protective behaviors in fathers. But what if you've had an abusive upbringing? The references that are being pulled from your subconscious mind will be in conflict with your subconscious and conscious approach to perhaps these changes and becoming a parent. Have you noticed that when you get really angry at your child, when they have frustrations or tantrums and you don't know what to do, you kind of revert back to your default? No matter how well you think you're trained or you try to, show up and all the books that you read, that default comes and it just bite you in the ass every now and then. That's also a huge conflict that's created in fathers, because what does that do? You're being pulled into a default mode of how you were raised, and it's in conflict with who you want to be. That creates a feeling and a sense of inadequacy, because now you're being challenged in a whole new way. And that is to find balance between these two worlds. And so when a man is also tested, right, or just generally speaking humans, when we're tested to our limit, right, that default tends to be our foundation. And so fighting against that is going to cause a problem. You know that sometimes communication is not always that flowy of an experience. So maybe you don't always say how you feel until it's too late, meaning when you're angry, when you've absolutely hit your threshold. So regular discussions of your emotional world actually matters, because you matter and how you feel matters, and your emotional health is important as well. And it's very important that this also needs to be aired, whether you need to vent it out or whether you need to express it by raising certain points in terms of how you feel. If you wait until the last minute and it comes out in these outbursts, then it comes out in moments where you cannot clearly articulate how you're feeling. And if the other person on the receiving end doesn't understand how you feel, you're all going to fight in a state of confusion rather than communicating from a constructive perspective and finding solutions to certain challenges that you might feel as well. Now, another quick point that I want to raise here is embracing emotional vulnerability. Now, traditionally, men often are expected to express their emotions, right, and to display like a sense of like stoicism. However, there's a growing sense of understanding where men also need acknowledgement, right? The importance of emotional vulnerability and the need for men to express their emotions openly is shifting, and it's becoming more and more important to focus on. Because this shift will allow a father to cultivate deeper connections with children and to also play more of a role in an environment where emotional development and emotional expression is encouraged. It's not about just allowing a child to express yourself or the wife to express themselves. This includes you, right? This should be a whole family experience. Maybe what you can do is have weekly heart-to-heart family meetings, and everyone gets to say how they have been feeling that week, and then talk it through, and then you talk through your emotions and everyone talks through it with you, right? So this is also a very beautiful way of staying connected to one another and to find solutions that are constructive in a healthy environment, in a healthy setup. Because nurturing and caregiving is important. I mean, the role of the father is no longer limited to just that of a disciplinarian or a provider. A lot of modern fathers are actually increasingly involved in the day-to-day care and activities and the nurturing of their children. I have a husband like that, and I love it, right? They're actively participating in activities such as, like feeding, bathing, playing, emotional support, fostering stronger bonds, and also promoting healthy child development. Because lack of clarity with roles and responsibility in the household is a recipe for conflict, right? Maybe it can be that you started to also focus on what's going wrong in your life rather than what's going right? Catch where your focus is, because your thought patterns will show you exactly where your focus is. Is your thoughts positive or negative? That's already a sign. Right? So now shift your focus, and this is an invitation to you today. Shift your focus as of today to what you are doing right. Focus it to what is going right in your personal life, in your career, and just in your general environment. Focus on what is your child doing right. What is your partner doing right? And remember also, on the bad days, when you look at your child, you are looking at a legacy that you are going to leave behind one day. How would you like that legacy to be and show up? Thank you for joining me today. So dads, parents, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. And until next time. So guys, there you have it. Also remember to subscribe to my channel, stay up to date, and also I have a free MAT membership website where we have so many courses up there. There's meditations, there's workshops, whatever you need, it's there. There's so many wonderful webinar replays as well that you can benefit from and also to observe and to learn from. Guys, also remember that I have written 18 books. 18, 1-8. And one of many among them are Metaphysical Anatomy and Psychosomatics for Children. So this one is the Psychosomatics for adults. This one is the Psychosomatics for kids. So these books are super popular. People love it. If you want to learn more about how your body works, understanding messages behind it, maybe you have that gnawing pain or maybe an ailment that's surfacing and you want to understand what is it that your body is trying to tell you. Guys, these books are going to be absolutely invaluable to you. You can find it at evettebooks.com, where you will also find all my other 18 books. And guys, also remember to keep asking all these great questions. I love to answer your questions at Ask Evette, where we discuss, life conundrums and, life challenges, and just answer questions perhaps where you feel, quite stuck in your life. I would love to share my perspective with this and to help you to resolve perhaps certain pain points that you might be having in your life as well. So guys, remember to stay in touch. There's so many great things that's happening. And also something really awesome is that this book is already also in video format. So imagine 679 medical elements in video format, and with meditations and healing courses, workshops, masterclasses, everything behind that in our platinum membership site. So guys, remember to check that out. There is so many great things happening there. So see you there.